Dude, where's the goal?
I don't know, man. Where's our goal?
Dude, where's the goal?
I don't know. Did we play last night?
Pretty sure we did. Where's the goal?
Still, where's the goal?
Special goal on Wrexham's big day. Champions. Wrexham are promoted. They have their storybook ending. You've just seen tens and thousands of dreams come true.
G'day, beard brethren, Sheilas, fuckheads, and just all-round legends. Welcome to Two Beards, a podcast and Wrexham AFC, the Aussie podcast all about Wrexham, brought to you from your boys down under. I am your host, Rousey. That motherfucker over there, fresh off playing for Gillingham, is Jonny Williams. Welcome to the podcast, Jonny.
Yeah, appreciate that, mate. Also, I find it funny that I wasn't in the Discord during that game. So, what is it? If they're not in the same room, maybe I am Jonny Williams. Maybe I've just been putting this on this whole time. So
spent a lot of time lying on the floor, though, didn't you?
Hey, Welsh legend, so leave him alone.
Oh, right. No, that's Adrian, mate. Welcome back for another week.
Thanks for clarifying, just so that the listeners
welcome to your podcast, that we that we run together.
Fuck it hell.
Like, you got the expectation to show up, but we like to welcome you every week.
Thanks, mate. And look, Rousey does a roll call at the start of each episode before we start. He goes, all right, Rousey here, Adrian. And then he's like, oh, he's here. Good. He's just surprised I'm here every time. So I'm proud of my attendance record.
I mean, look, striking resemblance between you and Jonny Williams, man. That was uncanny.
If I wasn't miserable about the loss, I was going to make so many jokes about him being my real dad.
Oh, mate, ginger beard, bald head, ginger pubes, the whole lot, mate. He was all out, mate. I reckon he's been watching this podcast and he saw you and he's like, that's a good looking rooster. I got to emulate that look.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because everyone picked it. Everyone, like all walks of life, people who I didn't even know watched the podcast are like, oh, you look like him. And it happened the last time we played him. Like when we played him at home, it happened at the same thing, but like it just seems to catch on. But yeah, I have never seen me and Jonny Williams in the same room. So make that what you will.
There we go. But hey, before we get into the serious discussions, we got some housekeeping. twobeardsmedia.com. You know the deal. Subscribe, share the shit out of this episode if you like it. And if you want to become a fuckhead, which is our fans only program, costs you $5 a month, which is less than the price of a beer or a coffee or however you want to look at it. Less than the price of a massage even. $5 a month.
Oh, he's bringing it back.
$5 a month. Links will be in the description down below. It brings you access to our fans only Discord, giveaways in the Discord for our fans only, gets you 10% off our merch and shout outs every week on the pod from none other than the Ginger Warrior Adrian.
Jonny Williams, take
it away, mate.
No worries. So look, giving out those shout outs. So Aaron, I want to say, we got Ryan, we've got Reese, we've got Sarah, we've got John, we've got Chris, we've got Will and Jake and a Rousey and a Jonny Williams.
That's
I feel like I keep thinking of the Aussie singer John Williamson. Is it John Williamson?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who does True Blue, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, look it up. We don't look alike, but I just always mix up the two. So whenever he says Johnny Williams, I'm like, fuck, I didn't know that, he played ball.
I mean, I would like to say I look like Kevin Bloody Wilson, but hey, I'm very unique. Only face for radio.
No, that's my line, mate. No. You don't. You're a sexy motherfucker. Don't you dare put that down. And if you have only listened to this podcast, this is a good little plug. We're on YouTube, so if you want to actually see what we look like and be severely disappointed, then come on down.
Righto. So let's get into the games. Let's talk about some
I
football.
don't wanna.
We'll open this up with Forest Green after this. Let's go.
Fuck you. Don't want to do it. I don't want
to. Okay, Vegan Stadium, the land of tofu and plant-based mac and cheese. If you've ever, I don't get that, but anyway, it's the Vegan Stadium. Hey, the grass was nice and green. Very well manicured pitch, but my gosh, what a shit fucking stream that was.
Honestly, man, like that was, have you guys seen the Blair Witch Project? It was like that. It was just, actually, to be honest, the Blair Witch Project was better filmed.
It would look like it was filmed on one of those coaching cams that they have on, they bring out for the pitches so they can review everyone's performances. It looked like it
probably was to be real. Probably was.
And then on top of that, we had to deal with the fucking pain of the commentator because old Marky Mark couldn't get his bloody thing sorted. So we had the home commentary. And I
was expecting a tofu pie analysis by them. Really poor form from Forest. They should have really, really thought that one through. It's what the people wanted. They just, it's what we're here for, especially when we're losing.
Oh gosh, but that commentator was so drab and dry, and obviously it was, pro Forest Green because it was their commentary, and I mean, there's probably some dude sitting in a box with a man bun and glasses and a goatee.
How dare you bring Stephen Fletcher into this?
But I was just like, oh man, that's just bad. And then obviously we scored after, they scored after 3 or 4 minutes.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
And I was like,
officially,
I've seen this happen before. Fucking seen this happen before. And I know we come back with a vengeance when people score against us early. But I've been watching some of the Forest Green games just to get a feel of it and know what's going on. And they have a tendency to score and then fucking park the bus, 10 men right behind the ball, and stop you from going forward and scoring goals. And as we all know, Wrexham at the moment has an issue with scoring goals, which we'll get into talking about shortly. But Adrian, what was your view on that game, mate? I want to know what you think.
I don't know, man. Like, the way I put it is, we are a fucking shell of what we were 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. It feels like 2 months ago. But like, I don't know, like I get it. Its away form is not great, but we were only dropping a few, away games here and there. And then all of a sudden it's just every away game we are dropping points when we shouldn't be. And honestly, Forest were not Real Madrid. They weren't exciting. And I've got a flying right into my face. And that's just kind of epitomizes what I feel about it, is that it just felt like they wouldn't go away. It was a shit show, and there was no quality from either side really. For most of it, we had however many shots with only like 2 on target. It was just a shambles. And honestly, we're going to get into it and we'll talk about it. But if this starts seeping into the home form, then honestly, we should be getting ready for playoffs.
Yep. Well, I mean, look, it was. Look, I've seen some improvement personally. Got a little bit of a different spin on it than you do at the moment. I've seen some improvement, but not finishing. I've seen some improvement how we're passing the ball, how we're moving the ball through the backs and through the mids. I've seen a lot of improvement there. We're keeping a lot more possession. Obviously, we had 75% possession against Forest Green, which was massive. And there were moments where we put them under severe pressure. But let us talk about that first goal for a second. Luke Young, the man we championed.
Yeah, it makes us look like a dick.
That
Right dick.
was he made a few mistakes in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe 3 or 4 from my memory, but with the main one being
The
the
goal.
actual pass through mid that led to the goal. I mean, the fact that
Sloppy.
you can look up and see a Wrexham player in front of you and 2 Forest Green players and decide to try and play it right between the middle of them, where they are, you're asking for a turnover. And I just think that was a big mistake and a very avoidable mistake. And Luke Young had a brilliant breakout performance the other week, but this performance, sorry,
Insipid.
it wasn't good. It wasn't good. And I think that showed when he was one of the first people to get bought off
And I mean, but I think the big thing is, and I get, here's the thing. Luke Young had a terrible game, straight up. And we've seen him Tozer do similar things in terms of making mistakes that cost us dearly, and then obviously still being club legends. Now, we're not trying to take that away from him, and I know you'll go into that as well. But one thing I'd like to bring up right now is that, as I mentioned, they weren't Real Madrid. We came up against, and they are now second last with that point. They are second last now instead of last. So when we played them, they were last. And they have got negative 27 goal difference. We put away a goal because of a penalty. That isn't good enough. And it is, we can blame the conceding definitely on that. And we've had problems with our defense all year. There have been improvements, but we've had problems with our defense all year. But what's really apparent right now is it doesn't matter who's in that front third. Fletcher will save us every few games, but he can't save us every game. Lee's become non-existent. Mullen, non-existent.
Actually, yeah, I want to get around to Elliot Lee shortly, because this is where I'm getting a little bit confused. So I do want to get on Elliot Lee a bit shortly. But yes, I do agree with you. Luke Young had a bad game. The forwards that we have, our strike force, cannot seem to get into the right places, and that was very evident by that perfect James McLean laid a perfect cross into the box, and there was no one there. You had strikers either side. That ball was in a perfect position to sneak in the header and probably get another goal, but no one was there. And you actually saw him, say to everyone afterwards, get the fuck over, get in front of the goals, because no one was in front of the goals. They were all on either post. And that's not ideal. If there was someone like your Paul Mullen or Stephen Fletcher had filled that gap in centre in front of the goals, I guarantee you that would have come off one of their heads and gone in. But because no one was there, it was nothing. And McLean was frustrated. You could see he was frustrated because he laid in a real perfect shot into that into the box, and no one was there. So
no, and you make a very good point. Like it was put on a platter. There was a Barnett miss, which was quite obviously costly. But this is something I'd love to bring up as well, is everyone, including us, and I am one of these people, you're one of these people, we've all kind of said, well, it's because Dolby's starting. It's because Dolby's there. Well, no Dolby, same issue. And that's against the worst team in the league by statistic standpoint. And we made them look like they were competing for playoffs. We made us look like we're going to be going to the playoffs and not going in automatic promotion. Here's the thing. There's two perspectives. There's the don't be so doom and gloom, we can turn it around. And I'm totally for that. And I think that we can, but we also can't be free of criticism. We have, the way you just gave criticism there of our forwards is a perfect point. We're not shitting on them. We're not telling them to get sacked. We're not saying, fuck you, Luke Young, never come back. We're just saying it was an insipid performance. They need to do better. And Parky needs to start to possibly fucking figure out what's going on, because he's now going to have to shoulder it. I've protected him long enough during the year saying, hey, leave it off Parky, but he has to shoulder some of this. The subs he's making and the times that he's making it, the changes, it just seems like he's quite stubborn in that regard. And I don't know, what are your thoughts on the coaching the last couple of weeks, maybe specifically around this Forest game?
We'll definitely get onto that. I'm going to.
This is the second time we've talked about something, and you're trying to move on to something else.
No. I'm going
Let
to
it flow naturally. Let it flow naturally.
I want to pin that because I do want to actually fully address our opinions on Phil Parkinson and the current state of things as a whole package in the next segment. So I do want to get to that. I just want to focus on the games right now, which is part of the game. I guess you're right. It is part of the game. But
anyways, not the point. My point is this is a pretty jarring podcast. Adrian tries to continue the convo. He tells you to put a pin in it. We move on.
It's hard, man. It's hard to talk about. I just, I want us to be doing well, and clearly we're struggling.
Right, I'm taking control of this. I'm going rogue. I asked you about Elliot Lee, and you've dodged it. We're going straight into that conversation. He was nowhere to be seen. Thoughts?
Okay. I don't think Elliot Lee's out of form. I think he's probably lost a little bit of his magic, a little bit of his touch. He has been getting targeted a lot more, which I've noticed. He's been getting restricted a lot more through midfield, and obviously there isn't that extra little bit of magic that he normally does. So this is where I'm a little bit confused with Elliot Lee. Yes, I think he's probably not as good as he can be, and we've seen better from him. But at the same time, he's not our worst player. He's still getting involved in things. Like, he was fairly up there in getting involved in quite a few plays against Forest Green. So I just don't understand why he's getting that singled out. And maybe it's because people are expecting magic from him every single game.
But there's no one singling him out, though. No one's saying it's Elliot Lee. He's the problem. Everyone focused on Luke Young. Everyone's focused on Mullen.
Saying he's out of form, but I don't think he's that out of form. I think people have sort of figured out one of the keys to beating Wrexham is to shut guys like him down.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That is, and as I'm not disputing what you've said, you're exactly right, but that is out of form, because form is what you're used to, and we're used to a certain caliber from our front people, especially especially when Paul was out and Mullen was coming back, and then that's kind of what happened. But that's out of form. That is exactly what you're saying, and I think he is still one of our best players on the park, and if not our best player on the park, but it's not what we're used to. And you could say the same for Mullen. That's what people are saying. Mullen is not, we're not saying he's the shittest player in the league. We're just saying we expected a little bit more, and we're not getting that right now. So it is just a point to make, which is Elliot Lee is godly and will probably kick 3 this week. But against Forest, it just seemed, like you said, they had his number. And the similar thing could be said for Paul Mullen, although FOTMob has Paul Mullen as man of the match out of both sides. So I guess I could be wrong there as well.
Oh, look, I think Paul Mullen did a lot better that game. I think we saw a little bit more from him. Um, but it doesn't take away from the fact that our issue is in that final third. And get people are kicking balls into open areas where there's nobody running onto them. They're passing when they should be shooting, and they're shooting when they should be passing. Um, and this is where the problem is. For some reason, that instinctual, brutal finishing nature that we've all become accustomed to has all of a sudden just dropped off and just disappeared. And that goes to show with shots on target um, stats over the last 5 or 6 games. It has been abysmal. It no team can expect to win any games with that little amount of threat. And I think a lot of that has got to do with that connection. We just got to get it right. We got to get our people knowing where to be, running, making the right runs at the right time. Not leaving wide open spaces and having people see that wide open space and then run in the opposite direction to the ball's being kicked. It just doesn't work. So I think clearly that is where our issue is. And I think Parky's got a bit of a task ahead of him, especially over these next, what was it, 7 home games, 5 away.
Mhm.
He's got a bit of a task ahead of him, and hopefully that form doesn't creep into our home form, but it can. It really can if you're not careful. And, you know, yeah. So that's kind of where I sit with that. Parky, well, we will address the Parky situation.
Well, in
But I
saying
do
that,
want to talk about Gillingham.
did you want to mention the one thing that happened after the Forest game, though?
After the Forest game. You talking about the supposed argument or heated
Yeah,
discussion.
yeah.
I don't know if
Uh,
there's much to read into that, to be honest.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. I'm sure it was one of them saying it was this player doing this, like, just this is how I imagine it. Like, if I'm watching it, like, he's probably, one of them's gone, like, Parkins, not Parkinson's, not Parkinson. They're, one of them said, "Hey, yeah, I think fucking Luke should have been there," and then the other one's gone, "No, the fuck, it needed to be Barnett. He needed to be there." You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a creative discussion, and I don't think there's much to read into, but everyone wanted to put it on the screen and be like, "Oh, look, there's problems, there's cracks." And sometimes we were our own worst enemy because, I mean, I know we're dissecting it, but that's our job as a podcast. But when every Tom, Dick, and Harry's like, look at this grainy footage of them arguing, it's like, come on, guys, people argue. Rousey and I argue. Does
Oh
that mean
yeah.
that we don't love each other? Does that mean we don't have the winning mentality? No. Like, we're fine. So I think that's where everyone needs to be, and I'm in complete agreement with
People
you.
people love drama at the end of the day. They want
Oh
to
yeah.
try and find something where there isn't something. And I think there is quite a bit of that going on at Wrexham at this moment. We got fans going against fans. We've got, you know,
Wrexham Civil War.
yeah, I know. It just feels like there's quite a bit of that going on, and it's like, you got people saying, "Oh, I shouldn't worry. We're sitting fourth, 3 points from the top. We're sitting pretty. We can easily still go up and blah blah blah." And yes, I agree with that. I agree with that
Hmm.
sentiment completely. And then you got the band that are like, "Parky's stubborn. He'll never change. He's never making these changes and all that sort of stuff." And it's just like, and then those people telling the happy clappers to fuck off, and the happy clappers telling going in on the fucking, anti-party bandwagon, all that sort of stuff. It's just like, guys, come on. We support fucking Wrexham, right? Just support them. I mean, look, it is football. We're allowed to feel, we're allowed to have emotions, but at the end of the day, we've just got to support our club and be united as a fan base, because that is what's going to drag our boys over the line. They do not need to hear this sort of bullshit tit-a-tat going on at the moment. Fucking let's just move on, support our boys, and continue the push on because we still are in a good position. It's not late. It's not too late at all. We can still turn
No.
it around. Hell, we can still go back to back and win the league, but we've got a lot of work to do. And I think I've got faith. I still think our boys will turn around, especially with a lot more home games coming up.
Oh, I think we can turn around, but I think you're right. We are on a bit of a knife's edge where if it seeps into the home form, then we have to be right. Okay, we have to be ready for these playoffs because it's going to be brutal. But like you said, on this knife edge doesn't mean that we can't do what we always do, which is pull something out of our ass and win things late. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to look pretty. And that's the other thing is I think we expect a lot of, and especially a lot of newer fans and including us to an extent, but there are a lot of newer fans who are expecting last year's flashiness. So when we win, it's just like, but we looked shit there. We looked shit there. At this point, mate, I really don't give a fuck. When it gets to the pointy end, I don't care if we end up scoring every game, the rest of the games 1-0 in the 90th minute every fucking week. It'll give us a heart attack. One of us will be dead. But hey, we won. That's all that matters. And I think I'm still on the bandwagon. We'll get promoted. I don't know if we'd be taking top spot at this point. I think we'll be sitting around that third and then possibly fourth if we slip. So I'm with you, man. I'm 100% with you. It is on a knife's edge, but it doesn't mean it's all doom and gloom.
Nope, not doom and gloom. And as long as we all stick together, we'll be fine. And you're allowed to have your own opinions. You're allowed to, voice those opinions. Just do not put down other fans for wanting to stay and support what they believe in with regards to the club. At the end of the day, we all love Wrexham, and that's just what we've got to remember. And it's that love that we have for the club that's going to drag that club over the line at the end of the day. So there's my little Rousey's.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
So yeah, little bit of a deep thought from your boy Rousey here, but fuck it, it needed to be said. I'm getting sick of the constant division and titter tat and backwards and forwards between fan base. So you know what? There is problems, but I'm pretty sure that we'll get through it, and I think we'll be fine. We'll see. But anyway, I want to talk about Gillingham. I want to talk about Gillingham. That was a good game, even though it was
fucking dropped on his head. What the fuck?
I know. Look, it was an improvement. And what I've seen over the last couple of games is improvement in our waveform, improvement in how we tackle these things. And that's what I like to see. Even though we lost or whatever, we went down fighting and we didn't just roll over. And that's what I liked. And it was a very different team. A lot of changes. A lot of changes in that team. And people playing in different positions, a la James McLean. Speaking of James McLean.
Oh yes.
Viewers, here's a little clip of none other than Sean from Me, the Wife, and Wrexham.
You just picking on them lately. You're just picking on both of them.
I know, I got them last week, but now they're back again. So great podcast. We love these guys. Just want you to watch this clip real quick, all right?
Advanced. And then it's about 3 or 4 minutes in, it twigged in my head. I was going, oh, McLean's in midfield. How do you think he is in midfield?
I love him in any position. That sounds really bad.
So, you like James McLean in any position, hey? Wow. That Ryan,
I'm so sorry,
you're
Sean.
gonna have to keep a close eye on Sean, mate. I think
so
you better treat her like an absolute angel because she'll be jumping that fence for James McLean by the sounds of it.
Fucking luck of the Irish. Like, honestly, it is so funny because
she wants his pot of gold.
oh man, oh Lord. This is not good. You know what,
Okay.
Sean? I'm sorry. I apologize to Ryan last week, and I'm going to apologize to Sean this week. But why are you bringing this up?
Oh, well, I'm actually giving Sean the legend of the week just for that. Just for that quote.
So, me, the wife of Wrexham.
It's out
Yep.
of context, right? It's out of context.
Of
But
course,
she
it's
still
out
said
of
it.
context.
She
Of course,
still
it's
said
out
it. We know what she meant. She obviously meant she likes James McLean playing in any position on the pitch, but
Yeah.
you know, she implied that she likes James McLean to do her doggy or whatever, you know. I don't know.
Probably cut that out.
No. Look, we love Sean, and it was a great little moment. I pissed myself laughing when I heard it. I was just like, that's it. That's going. You got legend of the week just for that. So
Last week, Ryan got our numpty of the week for mozzing us against, was it against Sutton?
yes.
Yeah. And then he Sean didn't moz us. Sean got I don't know what to say, man. But the fact that you're picking on them, this is not going to end well for us. He will, both of them will be dissecting this and any out of context thing that you've said. Hopefully you, because I'm not a part of this. I was going to say my hands behind my back, but then they could use that as a bondage thing. And look, I'm now paranoid that they're coming for us. So we just got to pick someone else for next week, all right?
All right, we will. We'll pick someone else. But Sean, legend of the week for that statement alone. I just lost it laughing when I heard that, and I thought, you know, that's worthwhile of legend of the week because it brought a little bit of joy into my sad and lonely life. So, but anyway,
Sounds like the Valentine's episode again. Oh, just sad and lonely life. Do you think that someone will love me?
probably not. But hey,
Oh, come on. No, that's not where we're going with this. We're not trying to pile on. You're supposed to say, shut the fuck up, you bald ginger cunt. That's what you should have said.
oh dear. Yeah, well, you know, you just got to go with it sometimes. You just got to accept the cards you dealt, and that's the cards I've been dealt. So that's what I'm playing, you know.
Oh my. Okay, I'm taking over. This is the Rousey depressed week, and I'm not liking this. So
I am not depressed, thank you very much.
Get in the comments. And then even if you are, it's not a problem. I'm openly speaking out about things like that all the time. I'm trying to say that you're just not being your perky self. So in the comments below, put your dirtiest joke that you can think of. Dirtiest. Do your worst in the comment section below, or just send it to Rousey's DMs. if YouTube takes it down, put it in his DMs.
Hey, Adrian.
Oh God.
Did you ever hear about the man that launched a disco for men with erectile dysfunction?
No.
It was a flop and nobody came.
I quit. I'm done. I'm fucking done. That was good though. That's so good, but I hate you. I love it, but I hate it. So if you are an erectile dysfunction company and you're looking for sponsorship, we are right here for the fucking taking.
Oh shit, I fucking snorted.
I'll bet.
Oh man. This has gone well and truly off the rails.
Well, look, I'll be honest. That's what I wanted. I wanted you to laugh. And look, if that's how it's happened, you had to make yourself laugh. You had to make yourself laugh so much.
I can throw all form of script out the window at the moment because
what's a script?
You know that little
thing
thing of fucking things that we got to follow every single week. You know, where we say, we're going to talk about the game on the weekend and the game.
No, I threw that out like 2 minutes in.
Yeah, I know. I think it's well and truly gone at this stage. There's no coming back from it.
Yeah, literally no coming back from that. I'm sorry, that was just too easy.
Really?
Now, yeah.
Oh no. This is okay. Well,
On
so
that,
that
on
was
that, on that
on that
bombshell.
on that bombshell. Let's go into the next segment. Let's talk about the game on the weekend
Sex,
against Accrington
baby.
Stanley.
Let's
Talk about sex.
talk
Really,
about sex and Andy Gray. Let's talk about
Andy Holt makes a
Holt.
return.
Why did I say Andy Gray? That's a commentator, Andy Holt.
Right after this, let's just get on with it. Woo!
I'm done. I quit. I'm done.
Well, we have a game this weekend against none other than Accrington Stanley. The
Yep.
return leg, the £5 cheaper tickets. Andy Holt special coming back. I expect X to be completely just taken over with just Andy Holt fuckery. Really, look, we're back at home against a bang average side. You would think that we would actually do something good, you know.
Honestly, bro, like, you know what? I remember when I was pessimistic and we would win, and you'd be like, you're an idiot, Adrian. See, you just got to stop being so pessimistic. Then I got optimistic because I got on the Rousey bandwagon and we've lost ever since. So what I'm going to do is be a miserable fuck and say we're going to draw or lose this one, so that in hopes that the gods will smite me, smile upon me and say, hey, let's fucking win, so that Adrian looks like a right tit. So I'm keen. But honestly, what do you, other than what's on your bingo card for this game? Like, talking about Andy Holt, what do you think is on the bingo card? Like, do you think it'll be like he brings up the ticket prices, he tags the owners? What is on your bingo card?
Hmm. I think that Andy Holt is going to lose his shit over a foul that's probably not given,
Yeah, that's fair.
or a goal.
It might
that
even
won't get
cost him.
given.
It'll be a 1-0 win to us. It'll be like a last minute should have been pen. It's not given. And then he asks us to be investigated by fair fucking play. And then he wants like 119 charges to be dropped on us like Man City or some shit.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Fuck Andy Holt. This is going to be fun. I think next week's podcast is going to be fun because we'll probably have a shitload to say about
He's going to give us a lot of
Andy
content, win or
motherfucking Holt.
lose.
He
Because-
does. He has given us a lot of
Yeah. Well, I mean, we lost to him last time and we had so much content.
Yeah.
Imagine if we win. The meltdown that would happen from him.
yes.
Like, I mean, we talk about our own fans having meltdowns, but it's nothing on this man. And they won last time. They beat us, and he was still melting down.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he'll be mounting down for another 2 weeks afterwards too, just like he did last time. So
And he's selling the
You know
club
what?
anyways. He's already said he's going to sell it. So
no, so why does he care?
just do it already. Just do it already. Let go.
But how do you see this game panning out?
Oh, look, I want to be pessimistic because I want us to win. And I feel like that's the superstition we got to go with. But also, I'm not that confident we're going to score many goals. I think we'll win 1-0, but I don't think it's going to be anything to write home about. I think we'll win 1-0. What about you?
Look, it's at home. Accrington Stanley bang average at the moment. I honestly think we're probably going to get back to form or have some sort of near resemblance of our previous form.
Yep.
I am going to say it'll probably be like a 3-1 or a 4-1 or something ridiculous. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
No,
what I'm
look,
thinking.
and if that doesn't happen, then you got to put the Curb Your Enthusiasm music after. It's like, I think we're going to smash them 4-1. Bum, 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 dun, dun, dun.
Well,
'Cause
you
honestly,
think, but that really depends on which Wrexham side show up and which,
yeah, exactly.
so, but at
But
home, we're
4-1 is
very
a
hard
good,
to beat.
it's a good guess, mate. Like I would love to see the meltdown if that happens. And I think, look, you are right. We are needing to make a statement. We say it every week. This is a statement game. This is a statement game. Well, fuck it. This is a statement game. This is a team that we lost against away. This is a team that obviously has a fucking vendetta against us because they hate the owners. And fuck it. Why not put on an absolute clinic at the race course? Fuck it. Why not concede? Why make it 4-1? Why not make it 4-0 or fucking 5-0? And I think
Yeah,
you're right.
just have a
It is a
fucking
time to
goal
do it.
fest. We just need a goal fest. That's what we need. So,
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for.
Fingers crossed, mate.
I have a sneaking suspicion there's something like that coming. So
I hope so, bro. I really hope so.
yeah.
Really fucking hope so.
So there we go. We'll see which side shows up, who's going to play.
And that was the most disappointed I've ever seen you after a match
please.
prediction.
Please do not play Dolby. As much as it was disjointed yesterday, we actually were a better side without Dolby in. So
It's just I've never seen you so disappointed after a match prediction. Usually you're just like, all right, guys, and after this, we're going to look at this. And now you're just like, yeah, anyways, don't put Dolby in. like you miserable fuck.
Oh dear. All right.
I
Well,
love you, mate. I love
after this, we'll wrap things up. We'll have a bit of a chin wag and just have a bit of fun with it all and just chat shit. So if you still want to listen to this part of the podcast, well done. We love you. We'll see you.
And if you don't, that's completely fair because it's going to get weird.
It's going to get weird, I think. So let's just have some fun after this. Let's go. So Adrian. Husband says to his wife, "My Olympic condoms has finally arrived. I think I'll wear the gold tonight." And the wife turns to his husband and says, "Why wear gold? Why not wear silver and come second for a change?" Oh, there we go. Let's start the segment with that.
Oh, I love it. I love it because he was also looking at his screen to the side to make sure he didn't fuck up the joke. And that was good. That was very good quality. Geez. The problem with these is I don't think I have anything. I'm not naturally a funny jokes person. I just don't have jokes. I'm not really that funny. So I try and just swear a lot and hope that people laugh. So I'm like, fuck, shit, fuckity fuck. Like, and everyone's like, either I always have the one joke that I say is like, I reckon out of all my friends, like 1 in 10 of my jokes land. Like I'll make 10 jokes in a pod, right? One of them will land. So like, I'm going to pick out a fuckhead. Aaron, if you're listening, mate, shout out to you, bud. Here you go, special. He's sitting in the car. He's with his family. Heard Rousey make an absolute howler of a joke, absolutely pissing himself. The whole family's laughing. Then Adrian tries to join in, tries to counter it because he has no comedic skills or any comedic timing. No one laughs. And that's about 9 times out of 10. But then there is that one. There is that one. And it's usually about making fun of myself being bald and ginger. And it usually is, it saves me a little bit. And it's the only reason I haven't been sacked from this pod, to be real, is that. So
it's like, I heard, we said, Adrian, right? What's the one thing in this
Johnny.
world? What is the one thing in this world stronger than family?
Fucking Fast and Furious. I don't know.
The tree Paul Walker hit.
Oh my word. Vin Diesel's not going to like that, mate. Vin Diesel's
Bring it on, Vin Diesel.
Jesus Christ. Vin Diesel. This will be the weirdest way to find out that Vin Diesel watches or listens to our podcast. Fucking weirdest and worst way possible.
Oh no.
He's just Googling what's worse than this Paul Walker joke. What can I do to push the boundaries here?
That was pretty bad.
That was brutal. I don't.
That was brutal. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. I love the guy. That was Anyway, let's lighten it up. Let's lighten this up. Went to the doctor the other day, and he said, "Mate, you've lost 3 fingers on your hand." And I said, "Yeah, oh geez, that's not good. Like, do you reckon I'll be able to write still?" And he's like, "I don't know, but I wouldn't count on it."
Oh shit! All right,
We're just coming out with the dad jokes. All right, we're just
yeah,
just having a bit of fun with that.
What was a joke?
If you got a good dad joke, comment in the description down below.
Exactly. Cheer up, Rousey, because this is obviously working. I'm really glad we did this. Honestly, laughter is the best therapy, and I think it's definitely cured my blues from this morning and on the weekend and the midweek before that, and maybe not the Knots game, but then the week before that. It's like,
mate, you've been going through it. You've been fucking going through it the last little while. To lose your job, I think, what was it? Just before Christmas, you lost your job.
Just after.
I mean, to lose your job, to go through that period.
Got real quick.
I mean, I know we try not to divulge personal shit too much on.
No, I brought it up last week on the pod.
You've been going through the ringer, mate. You've been going through the ringer.
He's turning it around. He's like, I'm not depressed. You're depressed. Listen to it. Your life's a fucking shambles. But honestly, look, I know this is actually a very good time to bring this up, and it is something that I actually have been thinking of. So it is a weird way to bring this up. So people will have known, and it has been brought up in the comments, and even Rouse, I've talked about it. I tend to interrupt quite a fair bit when it comes to the pod, and you have no idea where I'm going with this, so I haven't actually told Rousey. So basically, I've gone to the GP and I've gotten a test done for ADHD because I have all of the tendencies. And let's just say I've never scored so high on a test in my life. and I'm laughing about it because it's not something to worry about. It's something that can be treated with things like medication and things, but it also makes me feel better that's why I was never good at concentrating at school, or why I finish people's sentences when there's a gap. It's not because I'm trying to be selfish or trying to be rude. It's because that's just how my brain works. So just something to shout out to yourselves is mental health is something that you can find out later on. Our owner, Rob McElhenney, found out he was neurodivergent later on in his life. And I'm currently on, I've done the test. Now we're trying to work out a plan to see what's next, but I'll let you guys know. But definitely if you ever think you've got something wrong mentally, not in a bad way or even a good way, but you think it's impacting your life like I did, honestly, just get the help you need, because it really does help. And now I feel like a weight has off. I can be myself because I'm not worried that I'm offending someone by doing it. It's just who I am. And hopefully I can correct that with, things like behavioral therapy or medication, things like that. So anyways, can we have class outside?
So that's all right. So you're not a potato then?
No.
All right. Well, that's good.
I don't know what that means.
I'm glad you're all right. So, I mean, that is an admission that I wasn't expecting. I don't know if I should joke to that or if I should make fun
dude,
of that,
if I can joke to it, I just said we have class outside, just to be, I have AD. Can we have class outside?
What you're trying to tell me is you're cooked, cunt.
Yeah, I'm cooked.
You're cooked.
And it's okay to be cooked. And I think that's the biggest thing, is it doesn't make me any less of who I was or who I am. And it's the same, you know it better than most. You've got family who go through similar kind of things. And it was just something that it was brought up simply from this podcast that I didn't really, when you listen back, you can listen back to a podcast and hear yourself. And obviously no one likes to hear themselves as it is. But I noticed that pattern more. Yes, it was brought up to me. Yes, it's been talked about, but I just fobbed it off. But when you have to listen back to it, that's when you can really think about it. And then I asked my wife, I said, do I do that? She goes, oh God, yes. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should get this looked at. And then I did the test and like, yeah, like I think on the test, there's like 6 questions. And if you're above 14, then you probably have ADHD. And I think I was like scored 18. And I think the highest score is 22, something like that. So yeah, pretty much a top score.
You can join me in the land of medicinal cannabis any day.
I don't know if that's going to help my concentration. To be honest.
It'll probably not help your concentration, but it will definitely slow your brain down.
That's what I use alcohol for. just me in the corner, just drinking. But look, the reason I bring it up is I just thought it was a good opportunity to bring it to light that we make fun of things like, stuff like this because we go through it ourselves. And I think that's just fun to talk about. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just trying to make it not depressing.
Just don't go too soft on me, all right? I need you firing. I don't want you rocking up next week saying that you sexually identify as a football or something.
I mean, I've got a bald head, mate. I'm already halfway there. So,
we were talking about tattoos last week, and I was saying, caught you when you were not listening is one way to say
yes.
it. I was saying, you should get an 8-ball, tattooed.
Yes.
What if you got the football diamonds tattooed on your head? Now that would actually be interesting.
Well, I actually have a mate I work with at my new job. By the way, I have a job now, guys. So that's probably should have finished that story.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have a job
to being normal now. He's completely normal.
My crisis is over.
His crisis is over.
But I work with a guy, and he's really, really good dude. And just walked in, and he's got a half shaved head, and he's got like tats on his head. And I was like, bro, like that's sick. Does it hurt? Like, nah. And I said, what made you get another one? And it's like, because everyone kept making the joke, why don't you fill in the rest to look like a basketball or look like a football? And like, he's just like, I just wanted it to stop so people can't be like, you should fill in the gaps. So he just filled it in with it's a pretty cool bat design, like on his side of his head. But my point is, I would love to get a head tattoo. Don't know if I would do a football, but put it in the things below, 8-ball. Put the 8 here.
What about then a football, but on the sack? Like you could do a football and maybe a golf ball on the other side. Look, it would be pretty damn fucking painful. I have no doubt about that. But you've got balls.
I don't need another reason for my wife to kick my balls.
Shit.
Oh, line it up. Fucking McLean cross, just absolutely racket. No, definitely not that one. No, fuck that shit sideways.
There we go. I do want to get your opinion real quick though on what I said about that whole Elliot Lee Parky, all that sort of stuff. Like, I think I've had a bit to say, but do I have a point there in thinking that even though Elliot Lee might be more targeted at this stage, he's probably, he may be a little bit off, but he's still not the worst we've got.
No, I agree 100%. He's not the worst we got, but it does count as out of form. Like in the definition of form, it's about performance, consistency, and he's not being what he has been. And you're right, it is because people have found us out. They've found ways to control him. They kind of did it to Evans before he got injured, because Evans was tearing teams apart, and then they seemed to do the same thing to him. So look, it's bound to happen to Palmer. We mentioned it literally, I think last week. Palmer literally comes onto the ground and draws defenders off of the other person in attack because he's a big fuck off bloke, and no one, you gave him any chance aerial and you're fucked basically. So it's the same with Fletcher, and people will do it to Fletcher as well.
The Gillingham game, he copped a bit of a hug. Well, Palmer, you know, had a bit of a hug. I was jealous, mate. I was fucking jealous. I was like, man, look at that guy. He's lifting
Bear
him
hug. Yep.
like he's from the Notebook or something. You know, just lifting him up and fell backwards.
Was that Lee or was that Palmer?
No, that was Palmer.
Lee did it as well, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure he had a warm embrace with someone as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would still squeeze Lee's cheeks, but you know, he got a bit of a hug, and I was just like, damn. I was just like, share him around a little bit, you know. Don't just keep him all to yourself. Or we want some of that Ollie Palmer goodness.
And for $5 a month, you can see Rousey's fan art of Ollie Palmer and him embracing naked. And it's pretty good shit. And I expect a drawing by the end of week by you of you and Ollie Palmer hugging it out. And if you want to see it, just join the fans only Discord because I have no idea where we're going from here.
Oh, yeah. I think we should call it a
Cut
day.
our losses.
I'm actually
Cut our
guys,
losses, mate.
I am fucking exhausted from being up at 3:15 this morning.
Can't imagine, bro. Can't imagine.
So this is why this is obviously this is just these podcasts are going to be fucked when we're like this, but hey, they're all fucked anyway.
It's so funny how we went from super duper serious first half, and then the second half we're like, "What if we made your ball sack a ball?" Like, that's just. If anyone wants to make a montage for like sponsors or anything, it'd just be like shit like this, where you've got the contrast of serious analytical data and then just balls. Like that's pretty much the podcast. Would you say so?
Yeah, I mean, you could technically tattoo your bell end to actually look like an actual bell.
And on that note, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. I have been Adrian. That has been Rousey. Woo!
Guys, yeah, he's right. We're fucked. If you liked this episode, subscribe and share the shit out of it. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're just two average Aussie podcasters. And if you listen to us beyond this point, you need help.
You might, if you've listened this far into the pod, then you might be in for compensation.
No, don't sue us.
Fuck.
Anyway, guys, we'll see you next week. We'll hopefully have a good win under our belts. We'll be more upbeat. We'll be happy. Well, we're always happy anyway. We're Aussies. We don't give a fuck about anything. But anyway.
If not, I'm going to go lie down on the highway.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Join me. All right. Anyways, we got to go.
We cuddle? Can we cuddle?
Yeah, of course. That's implied.
Have a bit of a cuddle on the highway.
Yeah, deal.
Yeah. What about the train tracks? Would the train tracks be better? Get that in.
Nah, save that if we lose in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Because, we won't die from, the highway.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just seriously injured or maimed.
Fucking hell. All right, guys. See you next week. Sheila's beer brethren, fuckheads, all around legends. Bye.